Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. Remote ocean body would be a great combat power if he could practice the 9-volume manual. If he couldn't, then he could only focus on training and godly power support. It worked. Remote ocean body suddenly laughed. My life gene level was improved after practicing the 9-volume manual. How magical it is. No wonders Luo Feng is one of the universe's supreme masters. Luo Feng admired his mysterious teacher more. He felt intimidated by the top-tier beings of the universe. If Luo Feng was able to create the 9-volume manual, what about other supreme masters? I'm nothing compared to them, thought Luo Feng. I must train myself and catch up to them. As for any other issues, I'll wait until I become their rival. Luo Feng stopped thinking and went back to practice. He only knew that he was not powerful enough yet. He was indeed lucky to have figured out a way to expand the bloody sea created by remote ocean body, and luckier still that remote ocean body was able to practice the 9-volume manual. Although remote ocean body could practice the 9-volume manual, it would take him a long time to finish the first 5 volumes. He was even bigger than Golden Horned Beast body, meaning it would take a longer time for him to evolve. Even though Luo Feng was fully experienced, it would take the new body 100 years to finish the first volume. While remote ocean body practiced the 9-volume manual, the other bodies studied into space law, star map, and moon policy. 100 years passed like the blink of an eye. Remote ocean body opened his eyes gradually after sitting there like a sculpture, and whispered, "I've finished the first volume. My life gene level is now 900 times stronger. From 300 times to 900 times. The first volume had improved his life gene level threefold. And all that from only the first volume. Luo Feng was further amazed. No wonder this technique was restricted by the universe law so that Luo Feng couldn't pass it on to any other life forms. He could only pass it on to one living being with the help of heavenly soul crystals. I can't wait, said Luo Feng. If I can improve the life gene level from 300 times to 900 times so easily, then next time it'll be 1,800 times. Continue. Remote ocean body closed his eyes and started the second volume. It was magnificent to feel his improvement every second. After the second volume was finished, remote ocean body's life gene level hit 1,800 times, as expected. And when the third volume was finished, he reached 3,600 times. All the best-case scenarios were coming true. In the primal region, among the Thousand Treasure River, in the palace at the apex, 6 universe knights sat with their legs crossed, listening to Primal Chaos City leaders' teaching. Luo Feng told me that it would take him around 600 years to finish breeding his third body, and that he would become undying after finishing the third body, said Primal Chaos City leader. But it's been almost 1,000 years. Why isn't anything happening? Primal Chaos City leader looked afar and saw a palace in the distance. Inside the palace, the original earthling body sat cross-legged with Tian Chen Emperor guarding him. Luo Feng is incredibly lucky that he's got several true treasures, said Primal Chaos City leader. Maybe something special happened to him again, and that's why there's a delay. I'll leave him alone to fix it. Primal Chaos City leader kept teaching the 6 universe knights sitting in the palace. He decided to put the problem out of his mind. He was quite satisfied with Luo Feng. And after all, Luo Feng was full of surprises. Time passed. It had been over 1,000 years since Luo Feng had first started to breed his third body, and he had spent that time studying space law and creating secret techniques. He had made satisfactory accomplishments on both ends, and he had been advancing slowly and steadily on the 9-volume manual. He finished 1 volume about every century. After practicing it for 400 years, remote ocean body finished the 4th volume. His life gene level doubled again, hitting 7,200 times stronger. A life gene level of 7,200 times. Remote ocean body sat with his legs crossed. His eyes gleamed like stars. He felt the power rushing through his entire body. His life gene level had been only 300 times before, nothing but mediocre. Now, his life level was already 7,200 times stronger, which was far superior to Zhu Chong Emperor. Perhaps this is the life gene level of 9 Remoteness Master, Remote Ocean Body murmured. Go on. The 5th volume. The original Earthling body, Mosha body, and Golden Horned Beast body all opened their eyes, and looked forward to the crucial 5th volume. Remote Ocean body's life gene level gradually improved. 7,200 times. 7,300, 400. 8,000, 8,100. 9,000, 9,100. I've already passed 9,000 times, said Luo Feng in astonishment. He even stopped comprehending space law, dedicating the majority of his mind to remote ocean body, as he didn't dare to be careless in this matter. After his life gene level passed 9,000 times, his rate of evolution slowed down considerably. 9,500 times. 9,600. Remote ocean body's life gene level had already surpassed that of many extraordinary special life forms. Even many unique life forms couldn't improve themselves past 9,000 times. At 9,600 times, it became exceedingly difficult to advance any further. It appeared that his life gene level could only be enhanced a bit more. Finally, he was nearing the threshold. 10,000. And with that, its life gene level had reached the final stage. My life gene level is 10,000 times now. Remote Ocean Body exclaimed, feeling the power flowing inside of him. But as he continued practicing, he realized this wasn't the final stage after all. It seems I haven't reached my limit yet. I can improve even further. After surpassing 10,000 times, his life gene level could still be enhanced, but it was a slow, grueling process. Finally, the life gene level stopped improving altogether. Luo Feng gazed upon the fruits of his labor. Each inch of remote ocean body skin, muscles, and bones were as immaculate as the universe itself. Its life gene level had attained the height of perfection. As incredible as the 9-volume manual was, not even it could improve such a flawless life gene level. Luo Feng could see the constitution of each individual cell. Even on a microscopic level, remote ocean body was perfect in every way. Perfect. Sheer perfection, said Luo Feng. Remote ocean body's life gene level surpassed 10,000 times. It's now slightly over 10,000 times. Remote ocean began absorbing the surrounding world energy. As remote ocean body was absorbed the energy, it kept growing taller, multiplying in size. Luo Feng was exhilarated. Neither the golden horned beast body nor his original earthling body had increased in size from practicing the 9-volume manual. However, just as remote ocean body had achieved perfection, he started to grow. Remote ocean body devoured the surrounding world energy. Although he had perfect life genes, he was only at the sector lord level. Luo Feng could support the world energies he required to grow. He grew from 6,000 miles tall to 12,000 miles tall. Then 18,000 miles tall. Then 25,000 miles tall. And he just kept getting larger. Only after remote ocean body reached a height of 55,000 miles did he stop growing. Perfect, said Luo Feng. For some reason, he felt certain that this was remote ocean body's ideal state. Just when remote ocean body stopped growing, the entire internal world was frozen. Mosha body was dazed. Golden horned beast body kept his head lifted up. The weeds were flattened by the wind, and the sea stopped churning. The water drops were floating. The bug clan queen and her bug army all froze. The original earthling body stood still. The core, the most important part of Luo Feng, was injected with a most mysterious power. Breeding the third body had caused his core to start to morph, but when this mystical power entered the core, it changed sharply. The color was changing. Red, green, blue, yellow, and gold. In the end, it turned blurry. This seemingly ordinary core now contained endless enigmas. This mysterious force penetrated the internal world when infusing the core. The force was irresistible. It was as warm and inviting as a mother's hug, appeasing all the living beings of the universe. It was not overbearing, but it was much stronger than that of Primal Chaos City Leader, and even Zhuoshan Ku. When the energy poured into Luo Feng's body, entering the core and the internal world, neither Chaos City Leader nor the universe knights being taught noticed it. It was the time and space protected by Thousand Treasure River, and controlled by Primal Chaos City Leader. Yet, in this time and space, even the Primal Chaos City Leader couldn't feel that force. That mysterious and inconceivable force changed Luo Feng's core while enveloping remote ocean body. Gradually, Luo Feng opened his eyes. "Where am I?" Luo Feng said. He looked around, confused. A multitude of lights floated around him. Each one contained extraordinary power. Every one of them was more terrifying than Master of Sky Wolf. I just trained remote ocean body to a perfect state, and its size surged 9 times, said Luo Feng. And now, my mind came here. Luo Feng quickly realized that the place he had been taken to was probably one of the most mysterious places, if not the most mysterious place, in an already exceedingly enigmatic universe. Luo Feng looked around. Universe Masters are already the pinnacle beings in the universe. Who could possibly be able to harness my mind and bring it here, removing me from the territory of Primal Chaos City Leader, without being noticed? Perhaps only the universe itself could do this. The light spots were floating, but they were all dodging Luo Feng. Luo Feng was bewildered. Each of these light spots is even more powerful than Master of Sky Wolf. What are they? Suddenly, one light spot turned into a flash of light, shooting toward Luo Feng. The spot traveled much faster than light speed, as if light speed was not the speed limit in this space and time. Before Luo Feng could so much as begin to run away, the light spot hit his mind. Images flooded Luo Feng's mind, whizzing by in quick succession. Luo Feng saw the birth of the universe, the birth of every life form living in the universe, and their destruction. The scenes were overwhelming, and they left his mind, forgotten, about as soon as they entered. It was impossible to remember it all, an infinity's worth of information merged with his mind. Luo Feng's mind was kicked out of that space and time. In the human territory of the universe, primal region, within the domain of Thousand Treasure River. Primal Chaos City Leader didn't even notice what happened. Although he could control this region of time and space, his control was nothing compared to the will of the universe itself. If the universe wanted to punish a particular universe master, it could strip him of his control over time and space. The operation of universe laws was beyond the awareness of Primal Chaos City Leader. Within Luo Feng's palace, his original earthling body, sitting with his legs crossed, opened its eyes. Confusion flashed in Luo Feng's eyes, followed by shock. Bug Clan Queen and the Bug Clan warriors regained consciousness, but they had no idea what had just happened. Only Luo Feng knew that time and space had been momentarily frozen. Luo Feng immediately examined all of his bodies. Remote ocean body was still over 55,000 miles tall, with a life gene level barely over 10,000 times. Nothing on my body has changed, he said. My original earthling body, the golden horned beast body, the Mosha body, and the remote ocean body all are the same. Except. No. Something's different. Luo Feng instantly noticed the core in the world ring. The core had turned blurry and indistinct, as if endless space and time were contained within it. What happened to my core? Luo Feng was astounded. He had never witnessed or heard of anything like this before. My mind has been bestowed with information containing an incredible talent technique. The core has changed drastically as well. Everything happened after my remote ocean body reached its ideal state, he thought. The life gene level of my remote ocean body had just passed 10,000 times, but it hasn't hit 10,100 yet. Is it at 10,081 times? So, the perfect life gene is 10,081 times of that of an ordinary life form. Luo Feng extrapolated. He shook his head, deciding not to think about that for now. He started to examine the core again. My mind was instructed in an incredible talent technique. The change in my core should be beneficial. Luo Feng recalled the technique he had just obtained. He had forgotten everything about the birth and transformation of the universe, but he could distinctly remember the casting method of a set of talent techniques. He didn't know the details, nor how the set of talent techniques was created. However, the method for performing the technique was sculpted in his mind. A set of talent techniques bestowed upon me for no reason. It must be a gift from the universe. Is it a gift given to me for reaching the perfect life gene level? Luo Feng speculated. Talent techniques were generally scripted on the skin, or on the life core, in the form of law engravings. However, the techniques Luo Feng had been bestowed with this time were scripted directly in his mind. Talent technique. I am the universe. This technique was extremely powerful. When it was performed, godly power was burned and transformed into a micro-universe, allowing the user to trap his enemies inside the universe. Inside the micro-universe, the enemy's power was significantly weakened, whereas Luo Feng's own power surged within it. If he chose to self-destruct, the enemies would be annihilated instantly. This talent technique required an overwhelming amount of power. According to the instructions, the prerequisite for performing I Am the Universe was having a remote ocean body with a perfect life gene level. In addition, remote ocean body needed to be undying before he could perform it. An undying remote ocean body, with 30 times amplification of the undying body, and the body needed to be burned. These were the basic requirements for casting I Am the Universe. Every time it was cast, it would last for at least 9 seconds. By Luo Feng's calculations, remote ocean body would be completely burned out after only performing it just 10 times. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Unbelievable. Incredible. But I love it. An undying remote ocean body was even stronger than Zhuchong Emperor, yet the amplification needed to be 30 times or more. And burning his godly power. Even in normal combat, Luo Feng was superior to quite a few universe knights. This new technique would consume 1/10 of his more than 55,000-mile-long godly body. A technique that would devour 10% of his godly body must have been incredibly powerful. Luo Feng could hardly imagine such a thing. It was inconceivable. For what it's worth, it's extraordinary, Luo Feng thought. Remote ocean body is stronger than many universe knights' godly bodies, and many universe knights are only several dozen feet tall, which means most of them aren't able to perform this technique. Only those with enormous bodies can perform it. Luo Feng knew nothing of the secrets behind I Am the Universe. Fortunately, the method for performing it had been seared into his mind. What am I supposed to do? Luo Feng was baffled. If I turn remote ocean body into a sea again, the sea will keep expanding. The new remote ocean body would be inferior both in size and in life gene level, which means I wouldn't be able to perform I Am the Universe after becoming undying. Golden Horned Beast body's life gene level can advance again after becoming undying, and he could almost reach 10,000 times. However, he's only around 600 miles long, so his body won't be able to support that technique. Luo Feng was nervous. Even a large godly body like Golden Horned Beast wasn't enough when performing I Am the Universe. Unless, that is, Golden Horned Beast body can also gain a perfect life gene level and expand his body, Luo Feng thought. Otherwise, I could only lure enemies into the boundless remote ocean and let him perform the technique, but that means the boundless remote ocean would not be able to move. Luo Feng was faced with a choice. Should he turn remote ocean body into a sea? If he did, his power would be weakened outside the boundless remote ocean. Plus, the only way he would be able to perform I Am the Universe would be if he was lucky enough for his Golden Horned Beast body to also reach the perfect life gene level. On the other hand, if he chose not to turn into a sea, he would have terrific combat power. His remote ocean body, which stood over 55,000 miles tall, would be able to roam the universe. The downside was that his godly power would be consumed quickly, and it would be tricky to supplement the power. Luo Feng pondered the possibilities for a couple of minutes. I chose this body to be immortal, said Luo Feng. If I don't perform transformed ocean, I sacrifice that opportunity. Instead, I'll gain incredible combat power. But even inborn beast gods with immense combat power can still die. Survival is more important than power. As long as I can stay alive, anything is possible. Golden horned beast body can also be much stronger someday. Even if I can't perform I am the universe when I become undying, I can certainly perform it when I become a universe knight. Luo Feng had made up his mind. There's no need to rush. Besides, the boundless remote ocean can still perform it when it becomes undying. Later, the 55,000-mile tall remote ocean body stood high in the sky. Transformed ocean. Remote ocean body growled. This would be the last time he existed in his original remote ocean body form. From now on, he would take the form of a sea, the boundless remote ocean. Even remote ocean body went out to fight, it would do so in the form of a body that was significantly weaker than the original. The remote ocean body dissipated immediately. Churning, crimson waves appeared in the sky, forming a bloody sea with a diameter of almost 600,000 miles. Talent technique, creation. A remote ocean body that was more than 5,500 miles tall, with a life gene level of 1,000 times, appeared. World energy flooded into the bloody sea. The sea immediately recovered the energy lost by the body. The stunted body then merged with the bloody sea, and it expanded again. The bloody sea expanded so fiercely and quickly that the universe crystals Luo Feng took from his servant were gone. Undying fighters didn't carry adequate universe crystals, but universe crystals were fairly cheap. After all, the universe crystals used to build a giant world ring were only worth 1 or 2 mixed elements. Luo Feng went to buy more. I'll have 1 million mixed elements worth of universe crystals, said Luo Feng. 1 million worth. Are you sure? A million's worth of universe crystals, Mr. Luo Feng. Yes. Deliver them as soon as possible. Right away, Mr. Luo Feng. They will be delivered soon. Luo Feng purchased universe crystals recklessly, and threw them in his internal world. The bloody sea kept expanding. It soon surpassed the limit of 50 million miles. 55,000 miles. 60 million miles. It kept expanding even as the internal world shrank. The waves were tumbling, and Luo Feng's internal world became a bloody sea completely. Most of the land was devoured. The only land left was an island with a diameter of about 600,000 miles at the center of the bloody sea. At the center of the island was a dual world pool, where the golden horned beast digested everything after performing swallow. At its center was the golden horn world stone. Apart from the island, the internal world, which had a diameter of almost 60 million miles, was filled with a boundless bloody sea. The bloody waves were halved, and a huge figure wearing black armor with red trim walked out on the waves. It was the newly created remote ocean body, standing at a height of more than 5,500 miles with a life gene level of 1,000 times. This is not good, remote ocean body murmured. The bloody waves were like springs, and he stood on top of them, riding them up and down. The entire internal world was within his sight. The internal world has been completely flooded aside from the dual world pool, yet the bloody sea is still expanding. If the internal world keeps expanding, my core might not be able to withstand it. Most of Luo Feng's consciousness left the remote ocean body and returned to the core. He started to study it carefully. Wait, he said. My core seems to have changed completely. Indeed, the core had taken on a strange, blurry appearance after the majestic transformation, and it now seemed to be holding the 60 million mile internal world with ease. Normally, the larger an internal world became, the greater the burden it put on the core. For instance, if someone used the move swallowing metal to enlarge his internal world, he needed to use gold energies to strengthen his core. Only then could he have an enormous internal world. For some reason, my core doesn't feel pressured at all, thought Luo Feng. Does it mean the internal world can keep expanding? It's worth a try. Up in the sky above Luo Feng's boundless bloody sea, tons of universe crystal mountains appeared. One of them melted instantly. World energy beyond measure spread out and merged with the internal world. Until now, the Bloody Sea had been absorbing all the energy, but to make sure the Bloody Sea could keep expanding, the internal world needed more energy. The internal world devoured the world energies like a starving child. The world trembled. The Bloody Sea kept growing and growing. Atop the waves, remote ocean body guffawed. Larger. My internal world can indeed grow larger. Fantastic. But the best way for the internal world to grow larger is for it to swallow metal instead of using universe crystals. The purest gold essence that the internal world could not absorb was concentrated on the golden horned world stone, and would enhance the core, strengthening it so that it could carry a larger internal world. Once nearly every 1,000 years, the four pinnacle races would engage in war with one another, each time resulting in a tremendous amount of scrap metal left behind. Those remains could be reused if they were refined. Unfortunately, it was expensive to refine the remains, rendering them almost worthless. When it came to E-level alloy remains, they were always pricey. "I'll have 100 million mixed elements worth of scrap metal," said Luo Feng. "Mr. Luo Feng, the amount of material you require is lower than the quota of free items for you," came the response. "They are all free." Luo Feng grinned. An intact E-level spaceship worth 100 million mixed elements was gigantic, yet the equivalent was being given to him for free. This made scrap metal much more cost-effective than using universe crystals to expand his internal world, especially if they were being given to him for free. The golden horned beast went into a world ring with a diameter of more than 60,000 miles containing vast quantities of remains. Golden horned beast enlarged his body using deities of the world. He then opened his mouth and performed the talent technique swallow. The body opened its ocean-sized mouth, contorting the space within almost 60,000 miles. Countless metal alloy remains flooded into his mouth as if swallowed in a vast abyss. The dual world pool digested all the metals, and a golden mist permeated, absorbed into the internal world. The internal world started to expand crazily. The gold essence that couldn't be ingested by the internal world was absorbed by the golden horned world zone. Strangely, the core wasn't changed by the internal world as it expanded. It seemed that swallowing metals wasn't beneficial to the core at all. "Weird," said Luo Feng. "My core has been morphing ever since I swallowed the metal to enlarge my internal world when I became a 9th level sector lord. Is it saturated?" Even with the help of the 9-volume manual, the original remote ocean body couldn't improve its life gene level after hitting 10,081 times. Was this also the case for the core? Was swallowing metal no longer useful, because it had already reached its peak level? "Doesn't matter," thought Luo Feng. "I'll just let him swallow all the metal. He will be exhausted, but it will strengthen my golden horned world stone." Generally, strong golden horned beasts have internal worlds with diameters of 60 million miles, and golden horned world stones are treasured by universe knights. As for mine, only a few unique life forms could reach a life gene level of 10,081 times. Luo Feng wasn't sure if he was the only one or not. However, given how incredible the 9-volume manual was, Luo Feng reckoned that even if one individual among the golden horned beasts was as powerful as his, he would have been cultivated by a universe supreme master. "Swallow the metal," Luo Feng commanded. "Time to see how powerful my golden horned world stone can become." The amount of alloy remains Luo Feng needed shocked even the seniors responsible for Rubbish Starfield. He bought them in a world ring, and they had hardly ever seen anyone consuming scrap metal remains so fast. It's still not enough, Luo Feng realized. My internal world already has a diameter of more than 60 million miles, and it still hasn't hit its limit. Luo Feng was completely stunned. He didn't realize that his internal world was so enormous. "Give me more alloy remains," he said. Luo Feng didn't take no for an answer. "The larger my internal world is, the more stable and more powerful my future godly kingdom will be." Luo Feng looked forward to the results. "When will my internal world stop expanding?" Under normal circumstances, a world ring with a diameter of 60 million miles would only consume universe crystals worth several mixed elements. The reason why they were so cheap was that sector lords could resonate with the land of origin, priming unlimited universe energy and aggregating it into universe crystals. The price went down because they were easy to make. A world with a diameter of 6 billion miles would only consume 1 million mixed elements worth of universe crystals. A world with a diameter of 600 billion miles would only consume 1 trillion mixed elements worth of universe crystals. Luo Feng used alloy remains, which cost significantly less. However, he still used tens of billions of mixed elements worth of alloy remains. The amount was within his quota. Besides, Luo Feng didn't care much about the money. Any random treasure he had was worth at least 10 trillion mixed elements. The internal world continued swallowing world energy and expanding for more than 3 months. Golden Horned Beast only rested for a total of 1 hour a day for those 3 months, 6 naps a day for 10 minutes each. He used swallow continuously when he was awake, and the alloy remains kept being devoured. The diameter is 600 billion miles now, said Luo Feng. It has finally hit the limit. On top of the bloody waves, Mosha body, Golden Horned Beast body, and remote ocean body all gazed out at the internal world in shock. This was inconceivable. A Golden Horned Beast would normally only have an internal world with a diameter of 60,000 miles. This one was now 600 billion miles in diameter. What on earth happened to my core that it can carry such a vast internal world? Luo Feng wondered aloud. He was thrilled. He was aware that his core had evolved drastically after his mind gained the talent technique known as I am the universe. Mosha body, Golden Horned Beast body, and remote ocean body all flew to the sky above Jewel World Pool and looked down. 2 flashes of light shot out from the Jewel World Pool, causing ripples in the surrounding space. Although the Golden Horned World Stone was hidden in the Jewel World Pool, it emitted a golden glow. Forming an internal world with a diameter of 600 billion miles had cost an outrageous amount of scrap metal, and the gold energy essence brought special changes to the Golden Horned World Stone. My Golden Horned World Stone might be the most powerful one in the history of the universe, Luo Feng thought. It might be one of a kind. Normally, Golden Horned World Stones are the precious possessions of universe knights. My Golden Horned World Stone is 1 trillion times stronger than average. It must be unique and highly valuable. Luo Feng could sense that this Golden Horned World Stone would be marvelous, but he wasn't able to see it yet. My internal world has reached its limit, he said. Golden Horned World Stone has also reached its limit. Ha ha. An internal world with a diameter of 600 billion miles. Bloody sea. Show me how large you can expand. Luo Feng continued to expand the bloody sea. Tons of universe crystals were delivered into the internal world, and the bloody sea grew with unstoppable force. This video will end here.